With Doom Eternal bringing back old demons and creating new ones for the story, I think most of us would have a favorite demon in mind. Either one we like to battle against, or one that causes the most frustration. As Doom games evolve over time, current creatures can see updated design changes, or new demons to surprise us with their abilities. But one demon that seems to get a lot of attention in Doom Eternal is also one that demands your full attention in combat. And yes, we are talking about the Marauder, a fallen Knight Sentinel. While the lore of this character has been covered before, there are still a few things left to uncover about this demon. One thing I wanted to look at is the wolf, which is barely mentioned in Sentinel society. What is the purpose of the wolf, and where does it come from? Before we start this video, let's try to get the likes up to 1,000. Your support means a lot to me, and thank you for watching. So here we go. A long time ago, a cosmic spear would pierce the planet, releasing elemental wraiths, also known as the Firstborns. These creatures would give life to the planet, and in turn, create people we know as the Argenta. They would harness the power of the wraiths, which was seen as gifts of magic. In time, they would form a warrior class and build vast structures, monuments, and cities. It was during the time of grief that King Etrix took the throne, and under his rule, a blessing came to the people of Argenta. They were visited by white porcelain beings from a world above our own, bringing gifts to Argent Dnur. The Maykrs would integrate into Sentinel society, and these people would start to follow the Maker's religious ways, spreading her message to other worlds across the galaxy. The warriors of Argenta would train vigorously to perfect their skills and to be part of the strongest army on their world. By using the energy of the wraiths, even their weaponry would push their dominance across the land. Those who would not take up the sword would practice the studies of alchemy. Each path would still honor the gods. While many Knight Sentinels chose to master specific weapons, some of them branched out into other forms of combat. A true warrior is not always defined by the weapon in his hand. There are legends within the Argenta people that speak of sentinel beasts. These were not the normal animals of the wild. They would serve as companions to the hardened warriors of Argenta, for these creatures would remain loyal to their master, standing by their side in times of peril to always fight with them, for these creatures lived with these warriors. But these wolves were not like the others. These ones, as legend says, were larger, swifter, and stronger than the others of their kind. There was a bond shared between these wolves and their master. They would also share instincts and fight together in battle. These legendary wolves remained as mere tales, for their origins was never shared by the few Knight Sentinels who fought alongside them. Only they stood worthy of them, and only they would keep that bond and secret to the afterlife. But when the Civil War happened, this caused a separation within the army of Argenta. Some of them would side with the Doomslayer, defending his cause and battle against the demons of hell, and the other Sentinels, along with the priests, who once swore an oath to the Sentinel royalty, but then abandoning their pact of allegiance to the throne, just to follow the Maykr. These hardened warriors would disconnect from the Sentinel King and his people. Those who swore allegiance to the Maykr would not go unrewarded. When they would fall in battle, they were ultimately denied finality in death, resurrected by the unholy fusion of Hellmaker technology. These fallen Sentinels were returned from the dead, transformed by Hell's power, and recreated with a single purpose: to hunt the Slayer as reborn Marauder Knights in Hell's army. But while the Marauders were corrupted by Hellmaker power, so too were the wolves who followed them. The wolves would stand by the Marauders, loyal and trusted they would be, for no matter where the Marauder went, their wolf would always follow. These once sacred and mysterious wolves were now part of Hell's army. The wolf would attack the target head-on, biting the enemy non-stop. At close range, the wolf would be extremely lethal. Therefore, it needs to be destroyed as soon as possible. So that covers the small lore about the Sentinel Wolves. I know it's not a lot, but since I do like the Marauder, I want to include it for a video of its own. There's one more thing about the Marauder that I plan to cover, so this is not the end. But that video might or might not happen. It depends on the information I have so far, so stay tuned. When I first saw this art piece for the Marauder in Doom Eternal, I knew I had seen the background somewhere before. While the Marauder is introduced in Doom Eternal, the background here is not from this game. Actually, in Doom 2016, the multiplayer map called Argent Breach is where this background comes from. It has the same area behind the Marauder's art piece. It's just a small thing I noticed, so I wanted to share it with you. And so that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to see more content like this. I'm always covering lore in various franchises that interest me, so you will see more Doom Eternal in the future. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram, so follow me on those platforms. Before I go, I want to ask you, which demon is your favorite in Doom Eternal? Tell me in the comment section. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.